Welcome, everybody, to yet another goddamn horror podcast. Quitting the podcast, guys.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
What happened this time?
I'm gonna become a professional Waffle House eater.
I
I
love
ate at
it.
a Waffle House for the first time in my life while I was down in Austin doing stand-up comedy. I feel like you know what's shitty about doing stand-up comedy in Austin is that you have to qualify it every single time. No, I was not doing comedy at the
The
mothership,
mothership.
the hack apocalypse. I will not. I wouldn't touch that shit with 10-foot pole. I love when people are like every freaking like Lyft driver is like, oh, you're here to kill Tony. I'm like, bro, like if I see Tony Hinchcliffe, I'm literally going to kill Tony. So
Yeah. Is that what we're
but no,
doing?
I
'Cause
was
I'll
down
do
there.
that.
Shout out to JT Haberstadt, friend of the show, stand-up comedian, good buddy, runner of the Altercation Comedy Festival. That's been
Hardcore
going on
It
for
vocalist.
looked so fucking fun.
Oh, it was so fun. It was so fun working with Neil Hamburger and Ben
Ugh.
Roy, another friend of the show, and just like everybody. Bailey Pope was there. It was really an amazing time. I've never eaten at a Waffle House. I've been all over this country, and I've just never been in a place that there was a Waffle House. And
That's wild to me because I've eaten at a Waffle House and I don't even do stuff.
I know, like, so I went to the Waffle House, and I gotta tell you, best dining experience of my life. I mean,
Rad.
and like I worked in fine dining. I look like a celebrity chef. You know what I mean? Like I give celebrity chef vibe. Like I worked in the back of the house. I have a fucking culinary degree, and I went to the Waffle House, and I got to tell you, it was like I sat down at the bar, and I told everybody, I was like, this is my first time at the Waffle House, and they were all like, holy shit. Like they all surrounded around me. My
Ethel will fuck your whole world up with those diner eggs, man.
yeah,
Like
and
she'll change your whole shit.
yeah, and like my server, she like became the black auntie I've never had before, that I didn't know I even really needed. You know what I mean? Like she was like, "Oh yeah, get this and you should get." And she got all like really auntie with me. She was like, like you don't need the pork sausage. You don't need all that pork. Get the chicken sausage. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I do not need all that pork. And it was like, it was just like a great moment and a great
Looking
moment
out
for
for you and shit.
humanity, really. And I left there like, honest, I'm not even fucking kidding. Like, this isn't even a joke. I left there a better person, and I mean, I've not, and all the fine
Mm.
dining and all the cool shit and all the places I've eaten in the world. I don't think I've ever left anywhere a better person. You know what I mean? And I felt like I did that. So that's what I'm going to do now is just travel the world.
I feel like Waffle House is where the What the Fuck's Up Denny's band should have been. Like
Right.
they should have been playing at a Waffle House, not a Denny's. Like that's where it should have been.
Well, so Denny's is basically like, I mean, you said that you and I had a little argument about Waffle House and the quality of it, and like whatever, like I get it. Like not everybody is gonna love Waffle House. And
Listen,
the
I'm not shitting on
experiences
your
are gonna
waffle. I'm not
vary.
shitting on it.
The experiences are gonna vary. Okay, like clearly.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, and my experience was amazing. And like the thing is like Denny's is basically like if like a fast food restaurant and a like a Panera Bread, like a hospital cafeteria style place had a child, right? Like
Yeah.
I mean, Denny's, with the exception of the Moons over Miami, like Denny's just is like unremarkable in its existence, right? Like there's no vibe to Denny's. It's like the death of the human experience. It's like if 1991 was a fucking restaurant. You know what I mean? Like it was just nothing. You know what I mean? Like
Everything in Denny's is sticky and tastes like onions, and I don't know why. Like that's just the general vibe of a Denny's for
anyways,
sure.
it was awesome. We have guests here today, so I don't want to get into it, but I went to my movie premiere on Saturday night in Sacramento. I flew out. I got out of my show in Austin at like 12:30, and my fucking Lyft came to my hotel room at 3:30 in the morning, so I could get to Austin on time. Or get to Sacramento on time. Like I felt like with all of like, of course, like Of course, Donald Trump, that bastard, like was gonna fuck up my weekend with plane stuff. You know, I was like, this is it. I'm gonna miss the premiere of my movie that I started to do it, and then so I flew there. But I will have it. Like we should do an entire episode on Mr. TV Man, and
Yeah, we will.
but
You
I
know we
do want to
will.
let everybody know, and everybody who continues to ask. I don't know when it's going to come out for everybody to see, but it's 17 minutes long, and it was amazing, and there was hundreds of people at the premiere in Sacramento, and shout out to Sacramento for just being like fucking about that life, and I got interviewed by a puppet, which was like maybe the pinnacle of my career. Graham, how you doing, man?
I'm fine. We should move on. I got nothing big this
You got
week.
nothing? You didn't start in any movies this week, or go to?
Oh man, I starred in a
Jonas,
few movies
what do you got, brother?
with your
I, d-
mom.
I did film a part for a movie. I filmed a part for a movie over the week for grand finale in New York Odyssey by director Addison Heath and Black Forest Films. They rule. If you ever get a chance to work with them, they're Aussie filmmakers that do indie punk rock, fucking straight up guerrilla style horror, and his whole crew rules.
Did you
Everybody that
tell
was
him about
in,
me?
I did actually,
Okay,
and
Jesus,
everybody in
why am
there.
I even here?
I know.
right.
The fuck out of here, dude. Come on. Um, but yeah, it was cool. And it was 3 lines. It was a fun scene. And yeah, so that's gonna be cool. I know they're finishing up their New York filming within a couple of days of this podcast. So shout out to Addison, that whole crew, Black Forest Films. You guys rule. So, but I am going to introduce our guests because our guests are awesome. I got to see their movie It Needs Eyes at the Brooklyn Horror Film Festival this year, which I'm repping right here on my hat. And honestly, the whole festival was phenomenal. Like it was one of those festivals. I mean, I know I've done some festival coverage before, and sometimes there's some real low spots. This one didn't have a lot of low spots, if any. And sitting right at the top of the list was 2 movies. One of them was Tina Romero's Queens of the Dead, and then the other one is the movie that we're talking to the directors here today about, It Needs Eyes. So welcome to the show, Zack Ogle, Aaron Pagniano. How you guys doing?
We're great. That was a great introduction. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. Thank you guys for making
Doing
such an
well.
awesome movie.
We thrive
Oh, no
on
problem.
good introductions here. That's kind of
I
like our.
really appreciate you shouting out Waffle House
Mhm.
as an
I was
institution.
actually,
Yeah.
go ahead.
We've had so many, I think, really formative meetings at Waffle Houses
Mhm.
and diners. Shout out to Donut Delight in Stamford, Connecticut,
Mhm.
or a small Greek diner that we went to quite a lot that I would also consider life changing. I love a small sticky diner. I really do.
Mhm.
Are you
I
guys
think
in
it's
Stanford? I'm sorry.
Oh, we
Uh,
shot the movie in Stanford, where there I
yeah,
don't think is a Waffle House, but if there was, we would have
no,
been there.
Where
we would have been
where
there.
where are you guys based?
Los Angeles, although this one is currently RVing around the country. We went to school in Florida, though, where you better believe there
Oh
are
yeah.
waffles.
yeah, right. I mean, like, I'm pretty
For
sure you
sure.
can major in Waffle House, and
Yeah. I
You
was
can
just
minor in Waffle
interested.
House, actually. Can't
I
major
was
yet.
born in Stanford, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Amazing. So was the idea for our film
that's
in
fucking dope.
Smallest world in the world.
Well, the movie was fucking great. I got to see it too, and I was
Thank you.
blown away. We'll talk about a lot of different parts, but the acting, the cinematography, and everything, and it came together really well, and it was very enthralling. Like I couldn't take my eyes off her because, well, we'll get into it, but yeah,
Raquel is phenomenal.
yeah,
It's
can
a
you?
tall order to carry a whole film. She's on screen basically the entire time, and
Yeah,
we really lucked out with her. We
I
really did.
legitimately
She grazes
what
everything.
I was thinking about that when I watched it, when I saw it at the festival, especially like there's a certain thing, like especially when it comes to young actors, like when a movie is essentially on their shoulders, which is what this movie was sitting on Raquel's shoulders. Like, it's one of those things that can make or break a film sometimes, or it can at least take you out of the film if the performance from that person that's in the lead isn't like, I'm not gonna say bad, but like isn't, at the level that it needs to be for a type of movie that y'all made. And Raquel knocked it out of the fucking park. Like, there's so many parts in the movie where the emotional range that she has to exhibit, like within the within a minute, like within 60
Yeah.
seconds, she hits like 2 or 3 different emotions, like to a T. So by the end of the movie, I'm like, that girl's got a fucking career in front of her. Like,
Yeah.
Before we go further, why don't you give us a breakdown of the film for our listeners who will be interested in finding it at some point? Like, what's a good, if you had to give a summary, what would you give it as like a good, just like summary?
what is the elevator pitch to the listener?
What is
What's your
the
movie
elevator
about?
pitch, our people? What is the sizzle reel of?
I thought you guys were gonna just keep asking me for like a minute. I was ready to let you keep going. All right, so the film is called It Needs Eyes. It was co-written, co-directed by Aaron and myself. It follows a troubled teen trying to drown out the noise with increasingly bizarre, often violent internet imagery until she comes across a missing woman known only as Fishtooth that she believes is talking to her through the screen.
So this is like a kind of like a really pretty cool, like fabulous, like idea, and I kind of like this, like sort of like that we've moved into this idea of like we're kind of like in an era where people are pretty excited about the influence of social media on people. And I like that it's being seen in art because we're all seeing it on the streets. You know what I mean? We're all seeing it in the presidential thing. You know what I mean? We're all seeing the effects of it. So like with all of the options of things, is this something that you all have been brewing with for a while? Is this how with all the ideas that you all have known each other for a long time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well over a decade at this point. We went
Right.
to,
So
we went to
you
Florida
all
State together.
right.
That's where
So you all are going back and forth, and you decide like this is the movie we're gonna make. Like what rises that to the top?
totally.
But I'm glad you brought up. I want to talk
Nope,
social
hold on.
media for a minute. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, go for it. Aaron.
Great. Yep, glad you brought it up. I want to talk social media for a second because the movie doesn't specifically focus on social media, though social media does obviously play a role, and I think it all comes to a similar like nexus point of us all currently microdosing atrocities, basically, daily on our phones, on our laptops, wherever we look, all day is just feeding us information. And
I'm a
I
macro
like this-
doser, by the way. So I macro dose
Okay.
tragedy. So I get it.
Yeah.
So is she.
Incredible. So Zach and I were talking a lot about how basically, I mean, to be less heady, we didn't have a huge budget, so we needed to have an idea that was fairly small, and we were talking a lot about isolation and loneliness and sort of
Grief.
being separate, grief, and the way that it separates you from community and from the people who love you or who you love. And in a similar way, these things that are supposed to be to bring us together are increasingly designed to keep us alone, fixated on the device, not the people that the device is supposed to connect us to. And that was sort of a launch point for sort of how we started approaching what that journey was going to be.
Yeah, we talked a lot about both the internet that we grew up with, the internet that scared us when we were late at night and we were on a rabbit hole and we saw, like, for instance, Salad Fingers, which is probably the like lighter fare of the weird stuff, and then going, so far as like, your friend saying, "Hey, look at this," and it's a beheading, and then also talking about, today's internet where I feel like more often than not, the videos we're seeing are of strangers, and they're usually giving us advice and or kids advice, or they're talking about their day or whatever, and it gives this like weird like feeling of people get the feeling they're connecting with something, but really like you're connecting with nothing. And so we talked about combining those two things and the way you can feel like you're I don't know, you find something that doesn't fit the normal I don't know, just algorithm that you normally see. Like in this case, it's a fish tooth for her. But you're like, I don't know if this is a movie. I don't know if this is what. I don't know when it was filmed. This person seems to be in trouble. I got to find out more. And you start digging down, and I kind of think about like with the internet and the algorithm and the way it is, it's not so much that you're finding these things, it's that those things have found you. You know, you're the product these
That makes
days.
sense.
Yep.
I love that.
And so the way Rowan thinks she's going down a journey and finding these steps, and really it's something trying to get more and more. The internet, however you want to describe it, whether it's supernatural or not, is hungry for her attention.
Right.
And it feeds off of that.
So I want to bring this up on that too, on that note, because in the movie, Rowan has a detached family situation going on, where she's deeply attached to one family member that's going through turmoil, and she's being placed into a position where she has to stay with somebody who's a family member that she has this grudge against, and from past and stuff like that. And I think that plays really well with the fact that, especially in today's generation, like in the generation of today's internet, the internet is a place where a lot of people go when shit like that is going down, when they're having a problem with their parents, or they're having their problem with, somebody else in the family, or they have that disconnection from like the close unit that a lot of people have, whether it's their friends or family. And when you do that, it can really suck you in. And I know, like, when I was growing up with the internet, like the way it is now, you have to actually go through, I would say, quite a few steps to find something truly fucked up. But when I was coming up, I could like slip and fall into rotten.com, like, it would be not even like at all. And like we would play jokes between me and friends where it would like we would send like a celebrity sex tape to them, be like, dude, check it out, it's this, and then in the middle of it, it's like a BME Pain Olympics like clip.
Oh my
be
God.
like, you son of a bitch, like, I was right in the middle of a sex tape and you got me with some guy beating his dick with a hammer. Like it's
Just a
just
light
like
prank.
yeah, just light, just a light prank. And like today, that kind of stuff is there, but like now you kind of have to search for it, or you have to go on the dark web, or you have to find like a link under a link under a link on a message board or some shit. Like it's actually a little tougher to kind of find. And I like the way that you guys played with that whole concept of once the snowball starts, it's very hard to stop it. Like it really does suck you in.
It's just like any other addiction, and it's drugs or whatever. Like there's a lot of parallels in it, and that's exactly like that's exactly what I felt, because I grew up sort of pre-internet, I guess. I wasn't really on Rotten or anything. I heard about it, and I guess my family didn't really have a computer that we all could use where I could get away with that stuff. But
I booby trapped my stepdad multiple times with bangedup.com because
nice.
he knew what Rotten was, and he wouldn't click on anything. But then he got a banged up link once, and he's like, "I'll fucking kill you, I swear." I was like, you can't, you're my dad. Like,
got you.
But yeah,
I
know
remember
how
the
it
family
is.
computer, like as a concept.
Yeah, absolutely, the family computer.
Yeah, that's what it was. And no, I remember. So I didn't really get into that type of addiction, but I did drugs like crazy. And it was because I was lonely and felt like no matter what was going on around me, even if it was positive, I was fixated on something else, and so drugs and alcohol were the way. But that's what I really loved, for sure. But that's what I really loved about Rowan's surroundings when this was happening. She was getting deeper and deeper and more unhinged, I guess. While I thought her aunt was incredibly nice and listening, she seemed rad. And then she met this wonderful girl and falls in love and has a relationship. They're pretty much going out, but like it wouldn't affect that. Like she couldn't see that outside of the only thing she was looking at, really. So I really love that aspect of it.
Yeah, we always say there's like almost a nice summer movie just on the edge of this film that
Yeah.
she could be participating in, but she
100%.
is unable to.
Yeah.
In
Because
her
her
depressive state.
relationship with Alex is great, the next door neighbor, and they were both fantastic. Like their chemistry was perfect. It reminded me of the Sacrifice Game a little bit with the two young leads in that. How they fucking carried the movie through, and so did Rowan and Alex. I don't know their real names. I'm sorry, but yeah,
Isadora.
Raquel and Isadora.
Yeah.
Fucking killed it.
Aaron, I'll ask you this: with the type of movie that this is, and the type of content that it is, and like the storyline of it, was any of this pulled out of like your own personal experiences with the internet?
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, great. The first word always gets cut off, it seems to me. All right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Zack and I talked a lot when we started writing this movie about our own personal deep dives and the journeys that we went on. And as he mentioned, actually, we do this interesting thing specifically in the movie where we are both kind of trying to portray the internet of the early 2000s and we were on it, and the internet of today simultaneously, so that hopefully it's hitting, whichever, a few different age demographics, basically. But yeah, absolutely. I went on my personal deep dive. I don't remember how it began exactly. It was probably somewhere in a Mr. Hands, 2 girls, 1 cup kind of universe.
The forbidden gelato.
Classic.
Yeah. And then going from there, and you sort of have this thing where, your brain takes something like that in, and especially at a young age, and you think, oh my God, that was terrible. Then what else is out there? Like I hated that, but I kind of want more. And so you start digging, you start looking around, you hear maybe more things. There's some reaction videos. Like, what are they reacting to? So I found my way into BME Pain Olympics and Faces of Death. Someone had uploaded the Faces of Death VHSs. But yeah, that goes to BME Pain Olympics pretty quickly. And then we do this interesting pivot in the movie where then Rowan kind of catches something that's not specifically hyper violent, even though that's what she's watching, or hypersexual with Fishtooth. And that was speaking to what Zack is saying, at first the violence and the pornography of it basically on the internet can sort of shake you loose into the new waking up world, essentially, right? It breaks the rhythm. You kind of become obsessed with that. And then on these same sort of bizarre, deep websites, then you watch something that's not violent or not pornographic, but is just uncanny and just bizarre. And I found that happening to me, where I watched some there was a movement in the 80s, the cinema transgressive movement, which Richard Kern was a big part of, and Lydia Lunch. She moved with the punk scene. And so I started watching Richard Kern movies, but I didn't know that's what I was watching. I literally was finding these on the X videos type websites where it's just these bizarre stage plays of a film, basically, with people just shouting at each other, and it's strange and nonsensical and in bad taste. And there was no context at the time, right? The internet is a little more cataloged now, but at the time in the early 2000s, this stuff was out there with no description, no tags of any kind. And so my brain just went, what the fuck is this? And then I became obsessed with that and found my own detective journey trying to place these people in these places.
That's awesome.
Very specifically about You Killed Me First and Longleg. And I remember we were watching the clip, and there's a bit where Longleg, she's just going off, and the camera.
So this is a Richard Kern movie called You Killed Me First.
You Killed Me First, Richard Kern film. Yeah. So and it seems like the camera, it zooms in to catch her, almost like they didn't know she was going to do this. It's hard to tell if any of this is part of the script. She is not really even looking at the characters anymore and is looking a little off screen, sometimes to the camera, and then it cuts and then she's still going. And it's like she's talking about she's just going crazy. Like, not, it's like, are you on drugs right now? Are you okay? Is this part of it? Are you just really, really good? There's just something raw there. And it feels like she sometimes is talking directly to the audience. And it's so strange. And we talked about the idea of like, what if she was talking to the person watching? And what if she was stuck there? Like, what if that was a real person? She's in these stilted sets. She can't get out. And everybody is just like laughing online. Like, what kind of hell that would be. Yeah, and so that's kind of where the ball started rolling from there. Yeah.
That's super cool, actually, because that is like, it's pretty terrifying, actually. And I love the title. It lends itself so well to it. It Needs Eyes is fucking great.
That's, I mean, like, and you know, the more people that watch these things, the more power those things get. And that's like the thing where it's like,
exactly,
the more these things get spread around, the more these things get, you know, shared and stuff like that. It's kind of like a parallel to what the positive side of the algorithm can be in socials now, where it's like the more shares, the more interactions, the more everything, the more that grows, the bigger it gets, and then you go viral and like all this other shit, you know. So you guys kind of have the thing going on the opposite side of that in the negative way, where it needs eyes to breathe. Like, that's kind of what it needs. You need people to see these things in order for it to really exist, you know, for all intents and purposes. And like the way that you guys toyed with the concept of being quote unquote trapped by the internet, I guess is the best way to put it without, you know, without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
It's like that concept is very cool. Like, it's a very cool and unexplored concept, really. You know, you can go back and you can look at other different takes on technology of earlier times. You've got like the Ring, you know, as like a thing where there's a, you know, there's a ghost trapped in that dimension type of thing. And like, you can go back pretty far as people seeing things on screen that are an atrocity. You've got like R. Bud Dwyer, you've got Christine Chubbuck, you know, that one is crazy. Like, where she just, you know, blew her fucking head off in the middle of a news thing. And I think that was from the 70s, you know?
Yeah.
So that shit did start early, but I think today's internet age, it really is just ripe for the picking, and I think you guys nailed it.
Well, there's something
so
deafeningly horrific about the feeling of being trapped on the other side in the camera or in the show or whatever. Like, there's like existentially that there's so much dread there. And I love that. It's like a reverse outer space almost. Like,
ooh, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It's very, very cool. And it like, no, like the movie like literally like unnerved me, and I wasn't like there's so much good like spread out with some of the other characters and stuff. It's just I loved the way it was like that. Like, there was always this like really deep sadness almost, or haunting, not even really like a depression or anything, but like almost a mania and like a very confusing mania, very deep down, that like I felt throughout the whole thing, which
that's amazing to hear. I mean, I think that is a huge credit to Raquel, like we talked about, for carrying that emotionally. But I also want to shout out our composer, Greg DiUlio, who we were so happy with his score that he put together, which is largely comprised. He's a very classically trained like pianist and like a concert pianist and stuff, and he does mostly classical scores. But we asked him if he wanted to bend and challenge himself and use mostly like not just digital, not just like digital music, but like digital sounds. Like, there are the sounds of like phones buzzing and like metal pieces clicking together, and whatever that feedback that happens when like an old phone rings next to a speaker. Like, he's using
I think he used genuinely some actual like Nokia phones for some.
He did.
Oh, no shit.
That's so rad.
He sent us a photo. He bought like a bunch of Nokia phones, and I don't know exactly what he did with them, but he's like, I'm about to start composing, and he just had like 7 Nokia phones lined up.
And
That's
it just
fucking
felt right.
rad. I love
Yeah.
that kind of. I love hearing that about
Well, and
the
then
composers and
on
music.
top of that, Nathaniel Smith, who did our sound design, was also so inventive and fantastic. And he like took a lot of, he had a lot of the score and it was being done at the same time, and then built off that and built a lot of ideas that were already there, and would bring in the ocean into scenes where it wasn't necessarily there, but we knew it's right outside, and it would come in big swelling moments. And then there would also be that digital crackle, and it was fun to be in those sessions and create those motifs with him.
Oh yeah,
I
and
think,
he was like actively intentionally ruining is the wrong word, intentionally dirtying up some of our production sound and stuff, and adding layers of digitization for moments of
the key
heightened,
moments.
yeah,
Yeah.
emotion and stuff
I
like
love that. I love hearing about that kind of shit. Like ever since like I found out that the Friday the 13th was
Oh yeah.
kill mom or kill your mother, whatever. It's just like that he took like a couple syllables
So
and
cool.
And
made
turned them
that
into
sound.
turned them into a scary sound.
And so I love when like they're taking even like a lot of people we've talked to like take sounds in the movie from filming and turn those into the music and the score
Yeah.
and stuff, which
That-
is it's super cool.
There
That
was
kind of
something I
thing.
was really excited about, and Nathaniel was happy to run with, was like
That's awesome.
a lot of key moments where like Fishtooth's either name is said or her eyes are there or she's mentioned. There's this light, breathy woman's like sort of like airy breath. Like
I love
it's
that.
really cool.
That
It's really
kinda-
slight, but I like
That
it.
kind of sound approach is something that I now call the Fiona Apple effect, because she had like a recent album, I think it was her last album actually, where she recorded the entire thing like in her living room and kept every ambient noise that was happening in the
Whoa.
background on the album, and it ended up making it such a better album. I'm already a big
Awesome.
Fiona Apple fan anyway, but
Yeah.
like you can hear the dogs bark, you can hear the traffic sounds, you can hear a clank or like something like that in the background while her music is playing. So like you get this kind of a thing where it immerses you into it. And I think that's something that works really, really well with film. And what you guys did with sound, I was even telling this to my roommate when we were watching this. Like it, even from the very beginning, the very first song that you hear on it already puts you in a mood. It already puts you into a thing where you're like already at attention, where you're
Are you
just
talking
like,
about the Silosia track
yeah,
the first like needle drop? She's amazing. Yeah, such a great get. I love that song. Thank you.
yeah. As
Yeah.
soon as you hear it, you're like, I'm already fucking in. Like whatever this is, whatever journey I'm going on, let's go. Because it already gives you like that positive, like I want to watch the rest of this now, and like also, y'all lucked out on your like actual where you filmed it. Like the actual location that you filmed it. Holy shit. Like it's the perfect type of a location for this kind of a story. And like, with the island being off out in like the distance and being that ominous
Yeah,
thing that you kind of see all the time, but you don't realize that you've seen it the whole movie until it gets brought to the attention. You're like, oh fuck, it's been right there the whole time. Like,
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Very, very
watching
cool.
her the whole time.
Legit.
Yeah,
Yeah, very, very cool stuff.
that's
Thank you.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, we speaking to indie filmmaking, that was a lot of that is reverse engineered, right? We started with what's a cool location that we know we can get, and let's write a movie for that.
Yeah. Well, it fucking
and that island is like a real place. There's an island just off the coast of the film that's basically it's heavily featured, and it's a actual burned down remains of a house that's been burnt down since the 60s. And we were just thinking about the way, I don't know, grief sort of hangs around you just off in the back of your head in that way. Like it's this thing that's always kind of there. And like you said, like you don't notice it maybe right away, but if you rewatch the movie, it's like constant, it's always there.
Yeah.
And then it gets more important as
And
that
I
goes
loved
on.
that while we were shooting there, we were telling everybody, when we were pitching the movie and talking about the island, every single person we talked to in this like town had a different like story about that island's backstory. Everyone was like, "Oh, well, that burned down because blah blah blah," and it was
Yeah,
like
we would
everyone
all
had a
like
different
sometimes it'd be
story.
like, yeah, we'd be like, oh, we heard about how those Fishers campfire got out of hand. Like, that's not what happened. It was burned down for the insurance money. They're like, oh, interesting. We talked to a third person. There was literally not one story that was the same. It was
Nice.
incredible.
That's sort of how it felt like in the movie. There were different names like throughout it. Like you didn't really know what to call the island. But
That
like
was
it
very
had
much inspired by the reality of the
yeah,
situation.
yeah, that's awesome. No, and it kind of reminded me of Blair Witch Project in the beginning of the first
Hey,
one when
Yeah.
they're going around and asking people about the witch.
Amazing. That's
Yeah.
great to hear.
So
That's huge.
just to kind of pivot here, because I mean it's a movie that unfortunately people aren't going to be able to see it for a little bit. You know, it's doing the festival rounds and stuff like that. But when people do get to see it, they're in for a really big treat.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick, like Jonas was covering the fest this year, and he would write back every once in a while, like, I saw this and oh my God, and why we would watch, why we would each like it and whatever. And this was one of the top ones. He was like, yo, you guys are gonna fucking love this. I think you said me especially, because I'm
Yeah, yeah.
super into like kind of the weirder, not so visceral horror, the sort of like you have to sit there and kind of like feel crappy.
Yeah,
I do
thank
like
you.
I do like a good a good payoff at the end where everybody's happy, but that never happens. So I'm just used to it now.
We love a good movie that has like a good bummer line to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I was gonna say, just for just to pivot a little bit here, because you guys are doing the festival rounds, you guys are taking this around to a lot of places. I know Zach, you had mentioned you guys are going to be in London soon.
Yeah.
So you guys are going worldwide with it.
So cool.
Um, which is amazing. Like more people need to see this. But the one thing I wanted to say about it is that this is something, after seeing it, is very clear that you guys are horror fans. Like you guys are fans of the genre. You're fans of horror like in general. So what got you guys started with horror? Like what was your thing? Were you video store kids? Were you like, what was it?
Ooh, that's a great question. Uh, Starting with horror specifically is interesting. I'm gonna give a bit of a shout out to my cousin. Her name is Dusty Austin. She's also a filmmaker. She's a little older than I am. And when I was like a teenager, like a preteen or teenager, she was a huge horror buff. And
Okay.
so she was probably, I had seen horror movies and stuff, but she was probably the first person that was like, no, you got to watch these. And like I would go visit her and she would like queue up like, all right, we're gonna watch these 4 movies today. This is all we're doing. We're gonna eat garbage and we're gonna watch horror movies back to back because you gotta be educated, cuz. And so she really got me into horror at a young age. Probably my like biggest exposure to it. And then, I went to film school and I started making stuff. And I don't think I really saw myself as a horror director or filmmaker specifically. I had still, had like wider sort of like, oh, I could do anything. But I started making my own projects and I kept coming back to horror for a few reasons. And I think Zach, I know, feels similarly, which is that horror allows you to take a theme or a metaphor and really dig into it with while avoiding melodrama, right? It's not just,
Mhm.
people arguing. You can take like the concept of grief or the concept of not knowing how your father's doing, and you can make that a monster, or you can make that
Sure.
a psychological descent of some kind. That's
100%.
so cool about the genre.
Yeah, I think that this genre really gives itself a lot of room to work with in that, and I love that you bring that up because it's
Yeah.
as a writer myself, I feel like you can do a lot in horror without it being like ham-handed. Do you know what I mean? Like you can like
Yeah.
it doesn't come
Yeah.
across as like as clunky or like overly weird because it's like, okay, this is obviously what's happening here. Like the beast that's in their house is grief or whatever. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like but it never seems like
You can be
if you're
so
trying to make
literal
right,
and
right. You
bury
can
it.
go pretty literal and pretty heavy-handed with stuff, and it's like it's okay in horror because that's kind of the point of it. And I mean, I think for myself, it's one of the reasons that attracts me to horror as ultimately a story fan is that like we were talking earlier before we were recording, it's always been a vehicle for some sort of story or some sort of group of people that need better representation, or like, you know,
Yeah.
like the town hates
It's
difference, or
political and it's
right. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's just the nature of the game. So like I mean, you know, mind you, I'm a horror fanatic, but like it is like to me, like I don't really want to write. I mean, I could write crime, I could write maybe some action stuff, but I don't know. It just seems like when art comes together, like I don't know, horror just sort of like lends itself to that, especially as early filmmakers. You know what I mean? Like you can.
Hmm.
It's also kind of fun, you know.
I also think horror is the dominant genre out of all of them. And my proof is that you can add any other genre with horror, but you can't really do that as successfully with other genres.
Yeah.
That's just my theory. But it's
I love when something has a horror element that is not
Yeah.
itself a horror piece.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does seep its way into its little claws and tendrils into other things. I think you were asking about our sort of introduction into horror. I feel like my gateway drug as a kid was, maybe it's silly, but like honestly, Goosebumps, and especially Choose Your Own Adventure. I loved being in the driver's seat and like keeping my little chicken nugget covered hand on like page 5, so it was still safe. But I think like honestly, the gateway was like some fantasy films for me. I mean, Neverending Story has a ton of truly horrific moments, even as an adult.
Absolutely.
That wolf puppet is terrifying, and
Yep.
I think we all feel some kind of way when that horse gets pulled down into the swamp of turtle sadness. And honestly, Willy Wonka scared the shit out of me, but I kept coming back. Like I love to watch that movie over and over. I think just because it's like baby's first body horror in a way, and I think I could directly connect my the pipeline from watching Veruca get like thrown down a chute to like really enjoying The Thing in a way.
Sure.
I think honestly, Violet Beauregard turning into a blueberry.
Yes.
And then, from there, like
I never really thought of. I'm really glad you brought that to me, because I never really thought of Willy Wonka as a body horror film.
His body.
Roald Dahl is a horror writer, honestly. Like Matilda is just Carrie with Miss Honey. If Carrie had Miss Honey, things would have turned out a lot differently.
Yeah, it's true. And I mean, like the James and the Giant Peach, like that whole world is horrific.
I love,
and like, yeah, like, and he's kind of a horrific human. So it's
and also
he's terrible. So like but those stories are, I mean, like literally, like I mean, are brilliant. And you are correct that like it is pretty horror. Not even horror adjacent. It's like okay, this is a horror thing, but I really like thinking of Willy Wonka as a body horror film. I do have to say your first body horror film is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yes.
Because that is a Stuart Gordon and Brian Usna production. But you are dead on, like that. Like we've all seen, and it's like, oh yeah, like you're blowing up into a blueberry, straight up body.
Yeah.
Dope.
And being rolled around by a bunch of people while they sing at you, that's terrifying. That's
and also like because
that's a nightmare.
Right, and this is happening to you because you're like a shitty person. You know what I mean? Like, right? Like you're like a shitty human, and we're gonna fucking kill you. We don't even care if you're kids. You know what I mean? Like
there's a little 7 in there, to be honest.
Yeah, I know it is. I never really thought about that before. 100%. It's a little like I need to collect a bunch of bad kids and fucking kill them,
drown them in chocolate.
I'm gonna need a full essay on this, Zach, please.
On what? You got it. I can honestly, I'll do. I've got it. My TED Talk is coming out. But I think from there, I grew up the oldest of like 3 kids, and we're all very close. My sister was 4 years behind, so we always did family movie nights. So I didn't really get a chance. I had to like seek out these things myself and kind of secretly, and like go to movies with my friends, or have a friend lend me their like horror manga in secret or something like that. And then I kind of had to build it out that way. But I think similar to Aaron, I don't think in film school I considered myself a horror director, although they always had a genre bend. They always had like a horror. They're always comedy, but within a world of horror. And then as I've gotten older, I've done more and more. And from through working through Aaron and together, I've just been getting like, this is not a comedy. This film, our first film that we did together, We Got His Monkey's Paw, is silly. Just the jokes per minute are insane. It's in a horror world, but it is a comedy. And then this film is, there's moments of levity, but otherwise quite dry,
Decidedly
For
less
sure.
comedic, for sure.
Yeah.
And also, like, it was funny when you brought up like Willy Wonka or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like, that movie is basically Drugs, the movie. Like, there's so many parts of it where you're like, oh, they're definitely taking acid during this part. They're definitely doing this drug
They're
during this
licking the
part.
walls.
Yeah, you're licking the wall. You're on MDMA. That's like, you're doing some purple Superman shit. Like, you're doing
Yeah.
old school ecstasy pills if you're licking the fucking wallpaper. And then they remade the Johnny Depp one, which is even more horrifying because all you have to do is look at Johnny Depp once and just be like, oh, like now I just feel sticky in this whole movie.
I watched some of that for the first time not too long ago, and whew, is it awful?
Fucking unwatchable. It's so bad.
It's so bad. And the worst part about it is at the end, they show the kids walking out.
Yeah.
And it's like, no,
Weird.
no.
Not for nothing, but that is how the book
murdered
ends.
these
Not
children.
gonna, yeah.
That is true. The book does end that.
Murdered the children. I don't want to believe that they I
Any
want to
of them
believe
got
that the
away.
one went to the incinerator. You know what I mean? Like, I want to believe that just because, like, yeah.
With the eggs.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Like, you know what I mean?
I think also like it's an under talked about, less talked about aspect of like children's movies, especially during those times. Like Wizard of Oz. Yeah, like Wizard of Oz, terrifying. Return to Oz, fucking horror movie.
Oh
like,
man, those heads in that hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
the
about
fucking-
3 seconds
the
of
wheelies, like
3 seconds of Pee-wee's Big Adventure is pretty fucking horrific.
We have to
Right.
start scaring the children again.
Yeah. Oh,
Get 'em
that's
early.
my whole thing. Is I take care of children as my job, and so on Halloween is the only day I get to just scare children and feel fine about it. So I have a scary mask and I just walk around and scare children all day. Just on Halloween, it's my favorite new thing that I do.
I think you should
we
start
have-
doing it
I-
on Thanksgiving, just to
Switch it up a
just
little
to change
bit.
it up. So
I mean, so much of
you're
this
going
movie
to
is.
so you're going
Go
to
ahead,
London
Zach.
with it.
Wait, Zach
where
was
else?
saying
Where else are
something.
you? Where else are you touring it?
Oh, which one should I answer?
Me.
Okay, I was just kind of looping it back. I think so much of this movie is about that dark call, the void. Like, I think there's an intrinsic desire to seek out something that freaks you out a little bit, and I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's good to have that release, as long as you understand why you're looking for it. And I think if we're just like coddling our children and keeping them away from things that are a little strange, then they're going to look for it, and it's going to be way worse when they do it on their own.
And then they're not going to tell you about it.
And they're not
Or
gonna tell
when
you
they
about it.
eventually get scared, it's going to be tragic.
Yeah, it's going to be
Right.
really bad. Oh, wow. Yeah, great point. They've never seen anything spooky in their whole life. They've just been in a white room eating saltines.
Yeah,
And
you throw just even a witch at them, they'll probably jump out the window.
like, what the fuck? Like
I had like a lot of around me, like sort of like hippy dippy parents, and like when I was raising my kids, and they would get really weird about like exposing their children to things, and like and like, listen, like I'm saying this as like a cis heteronormative wink wink dude, that like
What's that wink about?
well, what isn't that wink about? Is it? But
about Tom Hardy.
Sounds like we
as
tried
that-
some stuff in college.
Right. So it's like, I didn't go to college. I tried that stuff
Oh, okay.
behind the bar. We I just have always felt like, you know, like if my daughter like entire like personality was ruined by a plastic doll, like a Barbie doll, I would have been terrible on every other level as a parent. You know what I mean? Like I think like exposure and being like, hey, look at this. This is what's happening and this is what's real and this is the world and my job is to give you the tools to like navigate the world. And like, you know what I mean? And I don't believe that like isolation is education. You know what I mean? I don't think that that's like stopping your kids from the evils of the world. You know what I mean? I think it's sadly unpreparing them. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. My mom was really awesome. She let me come to the conclusion that Santa was bullshit on my own. Like, she didn't hide it. She just allowed it to happen, like, naturally. Because there was this one Christmas season where I was like, this whole Santa Claus thing's bullshit, right? Like, I didn't say it exactly that way, but in child language, I was like, that seems not real. She's like, and it's not. We actually buy all of your gifts. I'm like, thank God. Like, because, like, even as a kid, I'm like, that's weird.
It's a little scary. Some dude
Yeah.
just coming in your house.
Yeah, just coming in
Eating
the
our
house.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking a couple cookie bites and then leaving shit under the tree. Like, how are you doing that to every kid?
And how come
Something
my
is not
Santa
adding
always
up.
wants a shot?
Right. Leave a margarita out for Santa kids.
so do you what's next? What do you do next? Do you do another movie? You still gonna shop this for just a while, or you got? I know
Is it going to go to Shudder because it looks like a fucking Shudder movie? No, I hope you don't take offense to that or anything, but that's a good thing where we're from.
yeah.
Yeah. You hear that, Shutter? Pick this fucking movie up.
Yeah, call Shutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, great question. So our Soho Horror in London is our last big in-person fest of the year that's confirmed so far. We're out to a couple more festivals through early next year. And so, you know, we'll keep riding the festival train a little bit, but and this is available, this is announced on Fangoria. Our distributor who financed the film, Insurgents, does want to do a theatrical run. And so
Nice.
there will be some sort of limited theatrical run. The details of that are coming together. We don't have all the information yet. Early to mid next year, there'll be a theater run. And after that, you know, it'll kind of be, we'll be talking to streamers, you know, all throughout and trying to figure out where it lands after that.
How do you
Shudder
feel
would
when
be
you get that
amazing. I
news?
feel like we'd really
You guys
living
would
there.
shine on Shutter for sure.
Yeah, I mean, what like how do you feel when you how do you like do you dance? Do you jump up and down when they're like we want to do a theatrical run? That's huge. I mean, it's big. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
You
that's
know,
there's
it's never, yeah, it never feels like an announcement. It's a lot of phone calls and emails
Sure.
and slow, like maybe, yeah, I think yeah, like let's do we'll see. And then eventually it's confirmed before you know, there's never a day where it's like the distributor calls us up and says, great news, Aaron and Zach, you better be sitting down.
Damn it.
you know, but
So much
you have to be
magic just
proud
disappeared.
though. You have to
Yes.
be proud of the fact that like
Oh wait, sorry, Mr. Oh, hold on, I'm getting a call. Mr. Shutter, $1 million. Andale.
What?
I will tell you, I've
Hand
tried
it
to
over.
interview him. I've tried to interview him like about 10 times, and he don't do any phone calls.
Hard guy.
It's or anything at all, really.
He is quite busy.
Like I was supposed to do a freelance article where I wrote about Shudder for a major major horror outfit, and yeah. Anyways, that's my Shudder story. But your movie would be amazing on Shudder, and you got to be so. Then I hope that there's another movie in the works, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're always talking. We would we kind of would really love to do the Fishtooth movie, and we've talked to Lola, who plays Fishtooth, and she's excited about the idea. Yeah, I think we have it pretty much completely mapped out. And I feel like it'd be very cool to follow that person.
That could be
set
really
in the
awesome.
80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it depends, right? What's next is very much writing out this film and getting it out there. But as any indie filmmaker knows, Zach and I both also have like 6 other pans burning on our stove. We've written some more stuff together. We've written stuff apart. You know, we'll
we
see
have a super fun whodunit.
We have a whodunit.
Love that.
Yeah, super different tone from this, but it is really fun.
I love
Whodunits
a
are
good whodunit. Yeah.
whodunits are always great. That's what attracted me to a lot of slashers in the 2000s too, because a lot of them at their core
Yeah.
were a mystery. Where
Yes.
like it's like all the horror shit was cool, but it also had you thinking like the whole time. You're like, oh, like how many times have I actually seen the killer in this movie? Like, before they
Right.
take the mask off, which is very, very cool. So here's the thing: your movie rules. You guys rule. We could talk to you for literally hours. This would be like a fucking Joe Rogan podcast,
Yeah, that's
unfortunately,
great.
lengthwise.
Ooh.
But I want to get into the kill list because I think you guys are both going to do fucking fantastic with these questions. And again, it's just opinion questions. You can interpret them however you want when they're asked, and then answer them short, long, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do for the answer.
Is this
That-
lightning speed or do we take turns? How do we answer?
We're gonna
We'll
go.
go. I'm gonna start with you, Aaron.
Okay, great.
Great, great.
And then the same question will go to you.
Perfect.
First one, Chucky or Pinhead?
Pinhead.
I
Question,
love
is this who would we kill or who would we
however you want
However.
to take it. However you
sorry.
want to take it, whether who you like more, who's scarier, who would win a fight, whatever you want.
Could be a marry,
Um,
fuck, kill situation. However you want to do.
whatever you want.
Don't tempt Zach and I on a Mary fuck kill.
marry, fuck, kill, Pinhead?
Yeah.
Obviously. All of it.
I think, yeah,
All of them.
he would be
All of
insulted if we didn't do at least
Yeah.
two of them.
them. Yeah.
All of it. All of it.
No, I'm gonna go Pinhead. Hellraiser. Love Child's Play, but Hellraiser. Special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Love it. Zach?
Hellraiser. Pinhead is my like all-time favorite like horror baddie. I love that. He's not really a villain. You just wandered into his playground and are now playing by his rules.
Mhm.
I love that people are always the evil part of the Hellraiser films, at least in the ones that are good. I love Chucky. I especially love Chucky the series. It's so fun. But as a horror icon, I mean, come on, Pinhead.
Yeah,
awesome.
I feel like individual Hellraiser movies are way better than most Child's Play movies, but I do believe Child's Play might be maybe one of the best franchises there is. Just in through.
Yeah,
I think that's fair to say. Yeah,
I think that's fair.
I mean, like the third one isn't great, but it's even watchable, and then the later movies are just super good.
1 and 2 are just great fucking slashers with a crazy
awesome.
doll and Brad Dourif. Like, it's wonderful. And then the actual story shit that he started getting into, beautiful.
Yeah, it's like
it's
amazing. It's actually
amazing.
like pretty great movie making and folklore. I don't know, like you know what I mean, and Jennifer Tilly and shit. Like I don't know.
The Chucky series is also something that's absolutely incredible. Where I mean, in the Child's Play series, they go to such gonzo wackadoo places. They could almost be an anthology sometimes.
Right.
And Chucky does this incredible thing, the show, where they decide it's all part of it. It's all canon and it's all going to come back. And it's super well done. It's incredible the way it weaves all the previous films.
Couldn't agree more.
I also do love that Chucky is a serial killer spirit inside of a doll, but that serial killer spirit inside of a doll is also totally down for queer rights. Like, just they're fucking totally.
I'm not a monster, Jake.
Yeah, which is great.
So good.
It was like my least favorite people in the world hated that aspect of it, which made me love that aspect so much more. I'm just like, yeah, fuck you guys. That was great.
Yeah.
Woke ruin Chucky.
Yeah, no,
and I'm like, for
really
who?
made it more fun.
Yeah,
because I think it's great.
Yeah.
All right, Zach, what movie would you remake?
Oh God. What would I remake? I would really love to take a swing at Repo the Genetic Opera, because I think that film is so phenomenal. Like the ideas are so big. It it's like a Hot Topic wet dream, and I think it just needs to be. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's hard to. I think there's a way to do it where like everybody would really enjoy it and see all the good stuff in it. I think it's great. I love it exactly for what it is, but also I think you could take it and make it into something really phenomenal.
I like that. I like the idea. People tend to like be like, well, I would take a movie, I would remake a movie that wasn't good and try and take the good ideas and make it good. But I want people that to remake movie. I'm a big remake apologist. I love remakes,
Yeah.
honestly. And I want to see people remake shit that they're passionate about, that really fucking
Yeah.
that they love because they'll pay attention. They've got new ideas and stuff. Anyway, remakes are great. Aaron, what would
You
you
could honestly
remake?
make a series out of it. There's so many goddamn characters. You
Yeah.
could make a whole show.
Sure.
You're right.
They like introduce somebody every like 20 minutes. It's the best.
Ooh, I struggle with this question. I would love to contribute to an existing franchise more than remake something. But top of my head, jumping away from horror, actually, my favorite comic book hero of all time was the Immortal Iron Fist,
Oh
and
yeah,
the Netflix show was abysmal. It was
so bad.
so bad, and that's my guy. That's my favorite guy. So if I could pie in the sky, if I could do any superhero movie, but also any remake something that existed before, I would do Iron Fist correctly.
That's
Fucking great
awesome.
answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me again.
You have one job.
I know. I fuck it up every time. If you could erase one movie, Aaron, from existence, what would it be? Doesn't have to be horror.
Now, keep in mind, this is just the only time that I will give anybody kind of a little bit of a pointer on these answers, because this one gets passed on a lot. You could be removing a movie from existence that you hate, or you could be removing a movie from existence just because the chaos effect is fun. Like, there's lots of ways to do it.
Or you can pass. It's our most passed on because people, especially creative people, don't want to take art away.
That's funny. No, I'm gonna take the I'm gonna think about this in the Yesterday by Danny Boyle situation,
Mhm.
where I'm gonna erase it so that I can make it instead.
Right. So
Ew.
the
I
same
like
question
that.
again.
we haven't thought of that.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
Good
pretty
answer.
I
good.
actually have the same I have the same type of answer. for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I
go
have
first.
my type of answer is strong, but I don't know. I didn't think about what it would be yet.
Oh,
But yeah, you know what? I would erase Underworld so that I could make it, because
Ooh, yeah.
I'll never think of anything that cool in my whole life. So I'll take that one.
Awesome.
I love it.
Perfect.
That's a good one. Zach, what do you got?
I would get rid of Cats the movie.
Truly
I have
horrific film.
never been more aware that a movie is happening at me in a theater. The space felt so empty somehow.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't like so fun. It was, or sorry, so bad. It wasn't, sorry, the movie wasn't so bad that it was like good. And I don't feel like there
Right.
were a lot of like interesting choices happening. I think Cats is like Hair is a very hard, it's a cabaret, right? It's a character comes on, says their deal, and then leaves, and there's barely a story going on. So it's really hard to do. I saw the off Broadway, which is now moving to Broadway, Jellicle Ball, which was one of the best shows I've ever seen in my entire life, and made me totally rethink Cats. And I think like really leaning into the fact that it's a floor show is what would make that show good. The other thing that you could do is just have it be animated, and each segment is done by a different animator or style. And I think that would have been really clutch. That's what I would do with Cats.
Yeah, I tried to watch it, and I literally just couldn't. Like I literally like it's just like it's like you nailed it with like that there's a movie happening at you. And
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
feels like it's happening at you instead
right,
of
like
for
you're
you.
like this isn't even like
It's not for you. It's
right.
certainly not for
It's
you.
like
Being
I
assaulted
just like
by a film. You're just like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong. What the fuck are you doing?
It's
to me?
how I
Like,
felt about the barber of whatever
the Sweeney Todd.
I just felt I was like, stop singing at me, like just tell me what's going on. I'm tired of being yelled at in song form.
I tried to do a group hate watch of Cats, like a group of us like all tried to watch it together so that we could like have fun roasting it together. and it wasn't fun. It was like this
Nope.
like
There's
this
not
is
enough to grab onto.
there's not yeah, it's just like these are just
You're just
it's
gonna say that's weird.
bad.
Those are people dressed like
Yeah.
cats in a
Yeah.
very odd way over
It was like,
and
this is-
over.
right, exactly. It's like the whole choice to do the movie was bad, and then it was just fine the whole time. The end.
Right, right.
It was
movie-
that level of bad.
That
And
movie
y'all
was
are
so
like, "Ah."
aggressively bad. It was so aggressively bad that it made Ian McKellen just get a paycheck. Like he
Yeah.
literally was just there being like, I'm not going to act in this movie. What the fuck? No, absolutely not. I'm going to get my
Well,
money and then I'm going to go the fuck home. Like,
It's you can tell that like because they're just like it's going to be on green screen. It's going to be amazing. We're gonna make them cats. We're gonna make you cats. And then everybody who was in it was in these like boot camps, and they were all like, yeah. They had that like theater kid drink the Kool-Aid thing where like, oh my, you know when you're in middle school and you're like, we should tour with this, you know. And so everybody had that vibe, and then they pass it off to post, and they're like, great, make them cats. And then they're like, what do you mean?
I love that Rebel Wilson literally unzipped her skin and had more
Yes.
skin underneath, and you were just
Yeah.
like, "What?" That means that she skinned another cast member and put their skin on. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is happening here?
There's some
Yeah.
body horror.
I think it
Yeah.
could have actually even been better if like they just had like whiskers drawn on their face or something. You know what I mean? Like,
No, literally,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean,
If their
just-
heads were proportional cat wise to their
Right.
body, you know,
right, like yeah, like just anything. Like I don't even think you needed special effects really. Like you could have just had people in kind of
Costumes.
cool costumes. You
I
know,
think it would have
right.
been
Like
more entertaining. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
I would have liked that better.
I think we could have gotten into more involved. I mean, literally, if people
Yeah.
just had whiskers drawn on their
Yeah,
face.
just
like,
hire,
you know what I
like,
mean.
dude,
I think
just hire a cul-de-sac mom to do the fucking face painting like you would do at like a block party. Like,
love that.
you know,
Yep.
just like, yeah, go back
Release
there.
the
Barbara's gonna paint
cul-de-sac
your
mom
face.
cut.
yeah, cul-de-sac mom though. Cul-de-sac mom is gone though. They're like QAnon killed them all. You know what I mean? Now they're all like yoga white supremacists. You know what I mean? Like they're like
Downward
That's not
facing
true. There's
Heil.
still
Like, we don't need that.
some very stoned ones.
Right.
Um,
Am I right? Where's the lie? Where is the lie?
Yeah.
all right. Aaron, Alien or Aliens?
Oh, ooh, okay, ooh.
Mhm.
Alien Resurrection.
Oh.
Ooh.
I
Nice.
love that answer because I
Yeah.
fucking love that movie. I think
really,
it's
I do too.
it's almost a comic book version of
Yeah,
the
it's-
series. I
It's
love it.
nuts. It's so nuts. I love how just balls to the wall Resurrection goes. It's one of those movies, and I have a few of these that I'll say like I love it. Every criticism that people who hate it have is correct,
You're like,
and
right, yeah.
not but, and I love the movie.
Yeah,
For sure.
100%.
Alien and Aliens, obviously incredible for very different reasons. I'm not going to choose between my two favorite children, you know,
Right.
but I will shout out the
I love that you
child
shouted that.
Resurrection.
I fucking love that because I think it's the sexiest one. B, I have the same mole that that Winona had, same arm and everything.
Wow.
That's
Where she
so
plugged
crazy
in.
because I was been wanting to say that the entire episode. I was like,
You got the
Thank you
Winona
so
Ryder
much.
mole, man.
yeah. And it's just and Ron Perlman, and it was directed by that
Yeah.
crazy French dude who's
Yeah.
really great.
Jean-Pierre Jeunet.
Yeah. And so
He's all up
I
in there.
fucking I'm glad you shouted that out. Zach, what do you got?
Oh man. God, I think God, they're so good. They're so good. I think I'm just alien because it's the OG. It's the OG mama. Aliens, I do love. If it's they're basically tied for me. But if I have to pick one, if I'm going to answer the question as asked, unlike my opponent here,
I like how he's your
Alien.
opponent.
I like how this is. He's an ops. Like you know.
Sorry, I feel like my opponent called me out, so I get another 30 seconds, right?
Well, we'll start with him, so you'll have time to listen.
Great.
Zach, basement or attic?
Ooh. I love a basement. I think I like, I love a basement, love a finished basement. Yeah, I think that, there's more likely to be a pool table down there, I think.
I like that.
Yeah.
You didn't go straight for the horror part. You were like, yeah, we
Oh,
can stick a pool table down
so
there.
it's more entertaining.
No, answer it however you want. Like, please.
which one would I want to like hang out at?
However,
Like, I don't know.
it's whatever
Yeah,
you want.
my bed in high school, my bedroom in high school was like used to be the attic, and I don't know. I spent a lot of it. It's just like another room to me. I don't know.
Fair.
I love a basement. I spent so much time as a kid. We didn't have a finished basement ever growing up, but I loved going to neighbors that were rich and had one. We would usually set up Hot Wheel tracks in the unfinished beams and like
fuck yeah.
And so we spent a lot of playtime down in the basement. So I think basement has a really warm.
Yeah, it was really fun to go to houses when I was a kid whose parents weren't drug addicts. You know what I mean? And had like
100%
Like, oh,
of the
look,
places.
Yeah,
100%.
You're not an
literally
alcoholic,
100% of the places I bought weed from when I was growing up was in a basement. And it was always one of the funniest things because you would get up to this person's house. We all had one of these if we were smoking weed in high school. The upper part of the house would look like it had never been touched. Like, it's fucking perfect. The cushions still have all of the life in them. The kitchen has not been fucking touched ever. And then you go downstairs through a beaded curtain. You see a Bob Marley thing on the fucking wall. Like, you always do. And just like every one of them, they're black lights everywhere. Or like fucking absolutely everywhere. Basements are clutch.
I bought drugs from different basements, Jonas. Like there was no beads, and it was less of it was more like an Alabama poster, and you could buy weed or speed
get
that they
stabbed.
made in the bathtub. You know what I mean?
That's a trucker speed basement. That's different.
Yeah, you can make it right. So like, I don't know if you guys ever did any of that
drugs
speed.
from both.
That speed that like kind of crumbles. You know, they made their own pills, but it's still like, kind of crumbly because they made their own shitty pills. Yeah, no, that was a good time.
I can't imagine showing up to a drug deal in what seems like a showroom house and then being told, "Oh, it's just down in the basement." I would leave immediately.
I'm going to get my drugs somewhere else.
I think Jonas lives in a really weird world. Like
I did.
Yeah.
I think he's like talking about some things that nobody else has experienced. You know what I mean? Because like no, I don't think I've ever bought drugs in a house that had a clean kitchen.
You didn't buy drugs from the fucking head shop basements? Like, what the fuck, man? Like,
I did buy drugs in the head shop attic. Actually, one of my first plugs.
Drugs everywhere.
Yeah.
I would trust.
You purchased them.
I would trust attic drugs over basement drugs.
Yeah, no, this guy was good. He got kicked out of college because he had this clay ball, and he had stuck tabs of acid in it and rolled it up. That's how he hid it. Then he got caught somehow. I don't know. So they sent him home, and he sold new drugs. It was great.
Aaron, are you a basement or attic kid?
Marry the attic, fuck the basement. Next question.
I love it.
Actually, that's great.
Nice. All right. Last one. Aaron, favorite kill of all time.
Favorite kill of all time. That was a very funny answer. I'm not going to say.
I know it. I lost Facebook friends over it.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Wait, which one?
Nothing. Funny joke to say.
I'm slow,
guys. It's just freedom. It's okay.
Good. Favorite kill? I can't think of any kill ever.
It's hard when you're put on the spot. I can't. Yeah. Jonas has a different one every week because he can't decide.
Yeah, I just pick a new one every week.
The one that comes to mind.
The one that, just so to give Aaron a little bit more time, my favorite kill of this week is the opening scene from The Collection, which is the sequel to The Collector. And that is the entire dance floor death scene that has the most convoluted, like, fucking trap that I've ever seen. And it just comes down from the ceiling and pulls like a ghost ship, but like almost cooler than the ghost ship one. And slaughters like 25, 30 people in just like it's like a rotary fucking lawnmower that comes down from the ceiling and just obliterates everybody.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna be without spoiling, I like favorite recent kill. at a film festival recently, I saw a movie called Apopheniacs,
Oh shit.
which will
Okay.
be which is touring festivals right now. I don't know when it's coming out. Indie movie, incredible film. It has one of my favorite recent kills ever in the third act, so I can't spoil it too much, but there is a running thing where one of the characters, played by Sean Gunn, actually, is like a lifelike cosplay weapon designer. So he
Oh
builds
shit.
like video game and anime weapons and stuff for cosplayers, and that comes in an amazing payoff in the third act. That's just
Oh.
Oh, I
No,
love. What's the name of this movie?
it's called Apopheniacs. Highly recommend.
Apopheniacs. Yeah,
I'm gonna keep my eye open for
The
that one
fear
for
of
sure.
apples. Apple.
Yes.
All right, Zach.
Oh man. I have two that come to mind, but I think the one I'm gonna say is in a Violent Nature. If you've seen that movie,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
it's so good. It's basically a Friday the 13th from the POV of
Mhm.
Jason walking in the woods and killing teens one by one. The yoga kill
Mhm.
on the mountain is
Just-
like
Mwah.
one of the gnarliest. Just I was cheering. The
Yeah.
audience was going wild. It was so much fun. I don't really want to spoil it again, like Aaron, but it is.
I
She
think
gets
we've probably
so
spoiled
bendy.
it on this show many
We-
times.
okay,
Yeah, we're a
yeah.
big
He
fan.
like
We're
pulls.
giant fans.
Oh, Aaron, have you not seen it?
No, I haven't, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I have one that people will know for the fans instead of me naming
Okay.
things they've never seen. The when Ed 209 kills that guy out the fucking window in
Oh.
Mhm.
RoboCop.
I have
Oh,
a
yeah.
tattoo of it on
Never
my
top.
arm.
Heck
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
there he is.
I really
Oh,
do.
my
I have a tattoo of
gosh.
it, and
Nice.
the thing around it says "That's life in the big city," because that's what Miguel Ferrer says when they get into the elevator.
Yep,
They
that's
says
amazing.
they're like, "Too bad about Johnson, huh?" And he's like, "Yep, that's life in the big city."
Yeah, that kill is insane.
It's
Okay.
like I'm a little bit old, and when that came out, that was like my first introduction to like kind of like almost like Japanese style violence in
Hyper
films.
violence.
Hyper violence, you know what I mean? Like that dude just like, and if you see like the original cut of that kill, you open up a Pandora's box with me, by the way, with with anything RoboCop related. It's literally my favorite movie of all time. Like the original where it just keeps going is incredible because there's like they cut like 4 seconds off of it, and it's so much blood. It's freaking beautiful. It's like it is the most. It's really one of the best violent scenes of all time. I fully agree.
I've seen that original cut. My aforementioned cousin, showed it to me.
I like this cousin.
Yeah, this cousin sounds like they did a good
Cousins
job.
isn't this what cousins are there for? Really?
Yeah.
This
Just
cousin,
kinda like,
Yeah.
this
wish.
cousin did a handful of our like SFX heavy violent videos in our film.
oh, cool.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Nailed it. Just
Yeah,
absolutely nailed it.
she loves cutting off limbs and spraying some blood.
Yeah.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
Fantastic.
There's just some of us that just find like some sort of like weird centered place. With
Yep.
that, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna bring this up just because I can't get into too many details on this, but I'm writing a rape revenge movie right now, and
Oh, cool.
one of the things that we're doing with that is we're doing an outline and a map out of the kill scenes, and because the director that I'm working with also has done her own rape revenge film, but this one we're doing it very like Grindhouse style. So it's going to be like a hybrid. It's going to be like if Hobo with a Shotgun met Revenge. Like, so it's going to be way over the top and exploitation grindhousey, but also it's going to be handled with the care of the subject that Coralie Farge did. But when during the map out, I had a meeting with her and she starts laughing out of nowhere. And I go, "What?" She goes, "Cock speculum? Really?" I was like, I never thought I would write anything with those two words put together, but yes, cock speculum. And she was like, "I cannot wait to film that. We're gonna have to make a giant prosthetic dick. Like it's gonna be fantastic."
My recent
got it.
favorite kills have been I keep watching the Toxic Avenger again, the new one.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Anytime he clocks somebody, when he clocks the dude's jaw off with the mop, it's gorgeous. I love that fucking movie.
Y'all see
Really is a
the
great one.
new Street Trash?
I
yeah.
love that
Oh,
too.
yes.
Oh my god.
We've had the director on.
Ryan
Yeah.
No
Kruger.
way.
Ryan?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
friend of the show. Ryan rules.
Yeah.
Dude, Ryan's great. I met him on the film fest circuit
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
a few years back. Nice guy.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
we had him on with Fried Berry, and we've been in touch with
Yeah.
him ever since. And he's just a good guy. I was a big Fried Berry fan. I think it's a beautiful piece of art. And
Yeah.
yeah, I love like things like that.
And
that are just like
Street Trash is honestly one of my absolute favorite horror movies of all time. I remember
Mhm.
one of my earliest memories is Fangoria with the toilet guy image.
Yeah.
And it's just always been
Yeah.
it's so ridiculous and so awesome, and I've always loved it. And when I heard he was remaking it, I was like, it's in perfect hands.
Oh yeah.
After seeing Fried Bear, I was like, oh yeah, he could nail this. So, and he did, I think. So
And did.
yeah, loved it.
And did.
well, fantastic job, y'all.
Excellent
on the,
work.
On the kill. I
Killer
mean, like we
answers.
didn't know you guys were gonna crush that. You know what I mean? Like the RoboCop mention, the yoga kill mention, solid stuff. Solid.
Real
stuff.
quick on oh, you haven't seen it, have you, Aaron? In a Violent Nature.
I have not seen it, but I
Yeah.
find it spoil it.
It's one of the few movies that I think if you say you're a horror fan and you didn't like it, then I'm not sure.
It is kind of one of those.
Yeah. Well, it is recommendation time. We're gonna go round the circle and we'll end on Zack and Aaron. But Graham, what do you got this week?
All right, this week I just have one song. It's
Wow.
Punch Drunk by Far. It came out in the 90s. It's fucking Far was like a post-hardcore Jonah Montagra. I can never remember his last name, but he's the singer and he's got one of the best voices of all time, I think. Far did not enough people listen to it. Everybody that I know that listens to him loves Water and Solutions the best. Their last album that came out has a cover of Pony on it, and their song Deafening. It's incredible. He went on to do other bands like Gratitude and my favorite New End Original. That they've got just one album from each of those bands. Great, but Far fucking kicks ass. Their first album, but when you get to Tin Can with Strings to You, it's incredible. And just go and listen to Punch Drunk Love or Punch Drunk Love, not the just Punch Drunk. It's got a Billy Joel reference to The Boxer in it. It's about like a boxer getting beat up. It's fucking dope. I love that shit. Protein is a movie I saw on Tubi about a bodybuilding serial killer who eats a drug dealer and ignites a gang war. And it's fucking dope. It's like that insanity plus it's got a little bit of like two shotguns. What the fuck? Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. It's got a little bit of that vibe. And I've got a book recommendation. Actually, this should be interesting. I want my $10 back because it's tiny.
Oh my god!
No, I'm just kidding. This is Ryan's book, Skater Kill. It fucking rules. I finally got a copy. I'm very, very happy. Good job, Ryan.
Thanks, man. Thanks
Yeah.
for buying one.
Yeah, I had to have one. It fits in my back pocket. It's tiny. I had no idea it was so small.
That's kind of the idea of it. Like,
Here's the thing. I think it's been in my cage, in my mail cage, for like a month.
Really?
Because I saw this package on the ground. And I was like, well, there's not even no book could fit in there, even a small book. But it did. It was, and I found
Show it again. Show it again. Show everybody how big it is. Yeah, it's a little book, but look at that cover. It's like the opposite of AI.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's tattoo artist.
It's the violent opposite of AI.
Skater Kill. It's fucking violent and nihilistic, and I love it.
My favorite favorite review lately is this book is amazing. It has no point. You're just kind of there for the ride. Read it. Like that's my favorite review of it. Like it has no point. I'm like that's kind of what I wanted to make. I wanted to write if Gummo was a skate video. You know what I mean?
You nailed it. I love
Jonas.
Okay, so for streaming, I'm actually gonna recommend one that you have to pay for. And it's because it's so fucking fun and awesome, and it came kind of out of nowhere, even though it's actually from 2023, I believe. But it's called Holy Mother, and it is a Asian horror film. And if you like Tokyo Gore Police, you're gonna fucking love Holy Mother because it's very similar in vibe to that. It's definitely Japanese splatter gore, like, but very tongue in cheek. So like if you took the dark comedic aspects of Tokyo Gore Police and added in a little bit of a religious tone to it, it's fucking great. Um, so that one you can rent it for like honestly like $5.99 or some shit on most of the major streamers that do video on demand. For music, I've been re-listening to a lot of Extinction AD. That you know, friends of the show, New York hardcore, or as christened them, Graham and Ryan both kind of christened them as muscle thrash, which is very much what it is. They rule. In fact, their whole discography is good. And then physical media, I have three of them. I'm gonna do first one, Serial Mom.
Nice.
It's a fucking classic. Love that one. This one is for you extreme horror lovers. It's Olaf Ittenbach's No Reason, which is a very indie but very, very, very brutal movie, and it's great. It deals with a lot of afterlife stuff, a lot of going back and forth on that. But the last one is the Trick or Treat 4K Steelbook that came out from
Wow.
Arrow.
Oh.
Yeah. Came out from Arrow. It's great. It's got a bunch of really awesome special features. The transfer is fantastic. Trick or Treat's one of my favorites. I think
You gotta own it too.
Yeah.
It streams very sporadically.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones that like it'll stream for like 2 weeks and then something happens and it gets taken off of the streamer and blah blah blah. But the like I said, the transfer's fantastic and it's just a great movie. And oh, an anti-recommendation. The Strangers Chapter 2. Fuck me. Ugh. That was I tried. Like I was gonna give it the benefit of the doubt because it got shit on a lot. And it's like not even hyperbole. It's one of the worst made movies that I've ever seen. It's so bad. Like, and it's bad because you can tell that there's people involved with it that have a lot of talent, and for whatever fucking reason, it just did not come together. The only bright side of it at all is the lead actress, Madeline Petch. She's fantastic. She acts her ass off in the movie, but I want Chapter 3 to come out so that we can put a bullet in the head of this franchise and just let it die. Like, just fucking release Chapter 3 and then let's do that. So.
Oh, wait, can I real quick? I just like shout
Yeah.
on you guys for doing anti-recommendations, but I just watched a movie from a while ago, finally, and I think it sucked. But it was a documentary. It wasn't a horror movie, but it was The Wonderful World of the Whites from West Virginia or whatever.
Oh yeah, The Wonderful Whites of West Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, fuck those people. Why did I need to fucking watch that bullshit? There's just a bunch of fucking racists.
It's such a yeah.
I hated it. And I found out as the Dick House guys, the fucking jackass guys that
the Jackass
put that
dudes.
movie together.
Yep.
Makes sense.
That's
Anyway,
it's
don't
a
bother
rough
watching that.
docu.
Watch 60 Days In. I'm fucking stuck on that.
Yeah.
I can't stop. Me and Molly are both totally addicted now. Anyway, sorry.
No, it's a good anti-recommendation. That
I actually have to do
terrible.
it. I have to do a retraction because the unfortunate thing is we are going to be promoting on the last episode. I did give a big shout out to Jeremy Renner, and because I've been a Renner fan forever. I do hear there's
that
some
broke our hearts.
I do hear there's some weirdness to the whole thing. So I'm just going to reserve judgment now, but I am, as of right now, retracting Jeremy Renner suggestion, like recommendation. Like,
just real quick, Ryan, I saw mad screenshots and photos from the filmmaker.
I don't want to get into it because I don't want to talk about it on the thing. But I'm just gonna say that I have retracted my Jeremy Renner suggestions and my fandom of Jeremy Renner.
I'm right there with you.
Right.
Unfortunately,
I never had it.
Oh, what? Oh, wow. Cool. cool.
I didn't. You guys
Graham,
loved him.
I
And
never
was like,
liked
I
Jeremy
don't trust
Renner.
him.
Guys,
I said,
before anybody else.
I think it was him
Anyways,
that
I'm
brought
done
up my
talking
whole
about it.
thing about how you don't trust anyone in Hollywood.
Okay. Wow, that's great. That's cool. You should join QAnon. Anyways, I watched So Torn on I was so tired when I got home from, and So Torn is like the perfect like silly little movie. I don't really know if it's a horror movie. I don't actually think it's a horror movie at all, but it kind of like reminds me of like Run Lola Run, or like that sort of era of films where there's like a lot of different scenarios that could be happening, and they kind of play it through all the time, and it's just kind of a fun little fairy tale of a film, and I'm big on supporting that, and I like when people make movies like that. It's also like kind of a beautiful film, and I like like there was something sort of like they use a lot of thread in the film. For a lot of different things, and there was something almost like ASMR about that, and as somebody who just came home from a very long exhausting trip, it was very nice to lay on my couch and just watch that film unfold. So it's on Sotorn, it's on Shudder. It's sort of like an action crime thing, but it's fun and it's cool. I totally suggest it. I watched nothing else this week. I merely traveled and listened to books on audio. Nothing that I've finished yet, though. So I'm not going to suggest any of that. I am going to say though, thank you to QAnon supporter Graham for suggesting my book. I appreciate that. I do have another book coming out by the time right now there are pre-orders, but as when this airs, the book will be in full-fledged things. I've mentioned in the show before, it is called Tale and All. It is a heavy trigger warning, extreme horror, splatterpunk fairy tale. It is a savage book, but the reviews of it have been tremendous. So if you are comfortable with extreme content, please check it out. Also, Mr. TV Man has been released. That we will be coming up on. It should be being shopped on some. There's a whole lot going on with Mr. TV Man, so we will see what the story is with that. So stay tuned with that. Let's see, Zack or Aaron, who wants to go first on recommendations?
Sure.
All right.
All right. I have two recommendations. Both I'm gonna keep them spiritually linked to It Needs Eyes.
Okay, cool.
Love it.
First recommendation, music. The actress in our film that plays Fishtooth, Lola Blanc, just released an album. She's an incredibly talented musician. The album is called Crowd Pleaser. She's really incredible. She is a cult survivor. She actually has a whole podcast where she interviews other cult survivors
It's incredible.
about their experiences. It's called Trust Me. Secret third recommendation is that podcast. But
cool.
a lot of that sort of those ideas make it into the album in a really interesting way. So Lola Blanc, Crowd Pleaser.
She also directs all her own music videos.
Oh, right.
She's extremely talented.
And then my second recommendation is that anyone listening to this puts down their phone more often and goes outside and and I don't care if you touch grass, you should meet your neighbors. Because
I've met them. They're not that great, but
it doesn't matter. It doesn't
My
matter.
neighbors
You
rule.
don't have to like your. I don't think you have to like your neighbors. I think you should meet your neighbors. I think you should meet real human beings that
yes,
live
agreed.
on your street.
I actually love my neighbors. I'm just being a fucker.
No. Some neighbors are terrible.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got one real bad one, but I hang out in the front of my building and smoke cigarettes and meet everybody and just smile and have a good day. I love my neighborhood and everything. I 100% back that suggestion so hard.
Yeah, just let the algorithm take a break on harvesting your data for a few.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you got for us?
Get on your phone more. No.
Check out this website.
Check out this. Yeah. No. Sorry, I had a chance to have a real emotion and I decided to be glib. So
I love it.
No. Let's see. Media. I have really been enjoying The Chair Company on HBO. It's Tim Robinson's new show.
It's great.
So funny. It's a total like. it's just a nightmare in its own way. I love his stuff. If you like I Think You Should Leave, if you like Friendship, you're gonna love this. He's a total kook in it. I recently have been thinking that if Beau is Afraid had cast Tim Robinson instead, I would have felt completely different about that movie.
Oh wow.
I think his level of insanity is just so amazing. It rings with me for some reason. Have you all been watching it at all?
Oh yeah, I have, absolutely.
It's fantastic.
I love everything he does. I think I like it more than I liked Friendship, honestly.
Yeah, I mean it's funny. I think it's funnier. The jokes come faster in that.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's insane.
It's insane.
It's so insane.
I love how insane everybody else is as well in Office Company. I love the janitor with his indoor wheelbarrow. I just love the town that needs it to have a sports element. It's fantastic. Music wise, one of my favorite sort of newer artists, Rachel Chinariri. She's a British pop, kind of like sad girl pop person. She has a new song called I'm Not Perfect, but I'm Trying. Her first album was called What a Devastating Turn of Events, and I just think she's really fun. And she has a couple songs about, just regular heartbreak, but also being like a Black girl in pop, which is a very white dominated industry. And I think she has a really great POV. Yeah, I think she's excellent. She just has a voice like butter as well. And then I also kind of want to do a conceptual recommendation. I think it's super good to tell the people that you care about that you love them. I think not just family, but friends, and saying it often when you leave, when you end a phone call, or just because whenever you're feeling it, you should probably say it. And I think it's easy to think, oh, they know. And yeah, they do, but it couldn't help. It couldn't hurt to actually say it, or even just say little things like, hey, you look nice today, or something. I do think it genuinely makes everybody's day a little better. And then you realize you're both saying it more, when you do that. I really recommend it.
Zach.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you.
It's actually a great advice, and we do
that.
We're pretty heavy on that here. We actually do it at the end of pretty much end of every episode, and it's
guys, like, you're told you don't need to be doing stuff like that. Like, that's too.
Yeah, no, I love it. I tell my buddies I love them all the time. I tell everybody that I love. A lot of people I don't.
I'll legitimately text my roommate from across the room, in like the text message will just be like, "Hey, love you, buddy." just like that type of thing. Yeah.
Great. That's beautiful.
That's so nice.
I love how we got these posy horror guys on the show.
Yeah, like all of a sudden we're like
into it.
We are the woke who are ruining horror, which is fantastic. I cannot wait to ruin horror for
everybody.
We are the left you're afraid of.
Yep.
What if everyone was just nicer to each other?
God, son of a bitch.
Terrible.
It's a poor idea.
Reddit shuts down from all the traffic it gets. Fuck those guys.
Well, thank you, Zack and Aaron, for being here. Please go check out their movie when you have the chance.
It needs eyes. So good.
You're just hearing about it here first, because we're on the cutting edge of this shit, y'all. You know what I mean? So, and I do want to say thank you to everybody who listens. Our listenership's been fantastic lately. Thank you so much. We do have a Patreon. If you go to patreon.com at AGHP 666, because we worship an actual devil, like a literal beast devil that lives in a place of fire and brimstone. Less brimstone than I do too. Like, everybody's like so many Satanists are like, oh, I don't really actually believe in the devil. Fuck you. I believe in a literal beast with horns that a fucking spade that kills people and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about
loves all the cool people.
Yeah, Graham, who are members of the Army of the Goddamn?
Well, we got Michael, Drew, Stephanie, Katie, Chris, Alan, Angela, Jasmine, Jason, Jake, Vivian, Ron, Kristen, Manny, Coleman, Jared, Michelle, and Brandon.
Oh,
y'all are great. And even though she's not a A Patreon member of the Goddamned. I do want to give a big shout out to Alyssa in Austin, Texas at Kickbutt, who has been a
Alyssa
friend.
Miller.
Yeah, who's been a friend
She's great.
She's great, and she's really awesome. It was really great to see her in person and spend some time with her. Texas, you are the worst, but man, you got some of the best folks.
I do want to give a special shout out to Drew and B right now. So
Drew and
Fucking
B,
love 'em.
fantastic.
we love you.
And I'll give a special shout out to Jasmine. United States. You are the only thing that you're really number one in this world is listening to this podcast. So I'll give you
Aside from that, you're
everything
fucking up a
else
lot.
is pretty bad. But UK coming in second. Colonizer's taking up the top. Canada coming in third. Australia strong four now. Like Australia keeps moving up the charts. Germany right on Australia's heels takes another couple points away from New Zealand, who's now solidly in sixth place. Remember when New Zealand was like 3?
Yeah,
Mhm.
for a while.
Yeah, I think we would just
Then Australia was just like,
they ran out of people.
not today.
Yeah, I think so too.
We hit the peak there. So.
New Zealand and United Arab Emirates are actually tied at this point, and actually nearly tied with Sweden. China comes right after that. Mexico, India.
I want to
Turks
know
and
the
Caicos
people
Islands.
in Dubai who are listening to our shit. Like, I
Yeah,
want to know who those people are.
Yeah, I mean, really, like, hit us up. Like, I'd love to know. I'd love to know some Dubai horror. France, Poland, Brazil, Italy, Netherlands, Ireland, Spain, Finland, Japan, Czech Republic, Philippines, Puerto Rico. I love you, Puerto Rico. Taiwan, Ukraine, and Russia still number one. I'll say this every week. If you can get together on your fandom of our podcast, maybe we could solve the world problem. Anyways, Argentina. I'll give some shit out. Like, fucking Argentina, we love you. Don't trust us. Most of us in America actually like give a shit about you. We're trying. We're trying. Anyways, thank you all so much. We're coming up on the holiday season, and we're kind of in the midst of it, and that is a really scary time of year for everybody. It magnifies all of the worries and concerns that we have because of the heightened narrative around expectations about who we are as people comes really full circle in the holiday season. And just remember, it's all bullshit. It's all made up, and you are a valuable human being, and we love you all so much. And if you are struggling, please reach out. Please. We all need to do this together. We need horror fans to rise above and take care of each other because nobody's going to do it for us. Until we see you next time, please start some fires and break some glass and take care of yourself. Thank you.